Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/citizenho. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hola!
Hello there.
And welcome to episode 94 of Citizen Ho. 94, Reltra 94.
What, are you trying to do a commercial for Sunoco gas?
At least you remembered it.
No, I just know that Sunoco has gas called
something.
Ultra 94. You probably broke a lot of things.
That's what she said.
So, maybe she did.
So, what's going on?
Well, let's see. This is the final episode from the Upper West Side studio, a.k.a. Kevin's moving next week.
So let's take a moment of silence. This is our last episode from UWSS.
The final episode from the Upper West Side.
Okay, moment of silence.
Hey, damn it, I've been living here a long
do the
frickin'
moment
time.
of silence. Shut up.
Okay, it's done.
Now we're done. He has no respect for himself.
Right. I've been living here a long damn time.
So, Kev, do you want to reminisce on some of the good times that have happened here?
Oh, let's see. There was the night of the puke on the floor.
Which I did not do.
We don't know. Well, we think we know who did it.
We know exactly who did it.
Yeah, well.
And he ruined he puked on my cell phone.
And then there's the supposed turd.
Yeah, that was still...
Which we assume was human, and we still don't know for sure where it was or came from. But
that was a fun night, though, until that part.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think I was spraying lemon-scented floor cleaner around the floor for weeks after that.
It was not me. I was passed out cold. I didn't my ring and cell phone get puked on and thrown out or something like that?
Your ring? Definitely your ring.
My cell phone was puked on and didn't work after that.
Yeah. And
he bought me a new cell phone.
Yes.
Ah, the good times.
What else? Oh, God.
I remember this place before the wall unit.
Yeah, so do I. Before the wall unit and before the fancy kitchen.
And before the crib.
And before all the baby furniture.
And before the wife.
Way before the wife. Brief times with the last girlfriend.
Even I had sex in here.
I don't know if we should say good for you.
That's true. She does like this podcast.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Because now she may listen. Which means she may hear mention of this.
We're not mentioning her by name.
I think she'll figure it out.
At least my wife doesn't listen to it.
No, she just tries to promote it on social media.
What's the key word there?
Hey, I said tries. There's effort.
I posted something on our Facebook page today that was funny. What was it? Oh, yeah. The Silicon Valley Season 4 trailer came out today.
Oh, yes. I actually tried to watch some of it, except my son was there. And
Hashtag middle out. I like that. I don't know.
Was that part of the trailer? Or?
No, but I just put it on there. I'm like, what hashtag show is good for
All
the show?
I know is that I saw it in the beginning.
Richard quits.
Richard quits.
He's trying to start something new, and something about making a new internet I saw.
Yeah, except at the end of the last season, didn't they find they found
Dinesh found out applying Richard's algorithm as a lossless video chat.
Yeah, so therefore they had a new business model. So
I don't know.
I'm confused.
I still like the company that was putting mustaches on people.
Oh, that was amusing.
I really think that has real world applications.
Does it?
How great would it be if you're doing a video conference and you're bored out of your mind and you could just put a mustache on some Indian guy on the other side without him realizing it?
Yeah, except all the people watching it would realize it.
Yeah, I know. It'd be great.
No, it'd be horrible. That's how you get sued.
But the guy would never see it.
He'd find out. People would send in comments like, "Why do you have a mustache all of a sudden?"
Oh, only you can see it. Not everyone. This is actually be applicable for your business more so than mine.
Oh, only the person who did it can see
it.
Then that's different. But then that's just that.
Yeah, in your video casting business, that would be bad.
Yeah, and
has anyone
in the business world, nobody would really appreciate that.
What is the stupidest request you guys have ever gotten that you can think of?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't call it a stupid request. I think it was just a stupid event where they did this whole thing where, I think it was an audio only event, but then they launched this pre-recorded, basically flash animation, where it was supposed to be the guy who was speaking on the audio only part. He was supposed to be transforming himself into a digital shaman.
Do you have video of this?
I don't know. Actually, it was done on a platform that we have since completely shut down.
Oh man,
So
I kind of want to see that.
It was so horrible.
How long did you guys?
It was so.
How many times did you
horrible.
rewatch that afterwards?
And laughed?
Yeah,
we used it as part of our company video that year.
Oh, we get some like wonky requests from customers that
the guy was German, so the thing started with him just going, "Wow, that hurt."
Did anyone Hitler mustache him?
No.
Should have.
No.
I really wish you still had this.
Well, it's on the company video if I can find that file. It was so hard. It was so stupid. We watched it and we were all like,
what?
We were all just staring at it. And
well,
basically, that was the thinking: is what the hell is this?
I'm thinking the weirdest request we've ever gotten.
Don't think too hard.
The biggest stupid thing that we get is, well, hey, I got this error. And the error message tells you exactly what you did wrong. And they're like, what do I have to do?
Oh, yeah, we get that all the time. Is, hey, I got this email saying that this slide upload didn't work. Can you tell me why? When you look at the email, it says, it could have been this, or this. Well, did you try any of those things in the email? No, nobody looks at that stuff.
Oh, here's a good one. We had this customer, they were in New York and their warehouse was somewhere in like the South. And they had a VPN line between the two for an ODBC connection.
Okay.
So the IT guy calls me, he's like, hey, we lost our connection to the system. Or I said, oh, okay, I can't check right now because our internet's down. I was like, oh, are you on Verizon? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, us too, our internet's down. I'm going to hang up now. This was really the conversation.
That's what you just said. I'm going to hang up now.
No, he said I'm going to hang up now.
Oh. He said, yeah, our internet's down. Yeah, I'm going to hang up
exactly.
now. Hey, at least he realized it.
He's actually a good guy. I'm still in touch with him. He's no longer our customer because they went out of business. But well, they weren't. They were bought and down.
See, those are, that's the kind of questions like that we get, and people are seriously asking us because they just want us to tell them what to do, and they don't think about it.
My big issue is our customers have elevated themselves into the way I describe it is if you have a problem with Internet Explorer, you call Bill Gates. I'm serious. That's like how our customer base has been escalated by the owners of my company.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fun question that I get. Actually, I got this just the other day. So, just as quick background, in case you didn't know, Microsoft stopped supporting all versions of Internet Explorer before version 11. So, Internet 10, i.e., 10 and older, they stopped supporting.
They did that because of XP. Mostly because
they did it because of all the browser security holes, and all the browser makers, Chrome and Firefox, have for a long time been pushing updates very aggressively, and they want people to keep their browsers up to date. Basically, Microsoft started following suit, and they said, 2 years ago, they said, okay, in January of 2017, we are going to stop supporting IE7, IE8, IE9, and IE10. You should upgrade your browser. And they pushed that pretty heavily.
But the problem is if you're not in the tech world, you don't realize this a lot.
Yes, but most of the times that we get this, where we get a lot of questions about this? From big companies who are still using IE9.
It's because they don't roll out updates to their end users.
And these are the people who have IT departments, who are the types of people who would know exactly this kind of thing. Anyway, I got a question just the other day therefore, since Microsoft stopped supporting it, basically, I think last February, a month after Microsoft stopped supporting it, we changed our minimum system requirements so that you needed to have IE11 or better, which basically means either IE11 or Edge or Chrome or Firefox.
Mm-hmm. Or Safari.
Or Safari. So, just the other day, I got a question. So, what will happen how will the system behave for somebody if they're on IE10? So my answer was, to be honest, I really don't know, because we don't support IE10, so therefore we don't test with IE10. So I couldn't tell you what would happen. I think it should work. Here's what I think should happen, but I couldn't tell you. Mm-hmm. And then he said, by the way, and he's specifically asking that with regards to an event using HTML5 streaming, which IE10 doesn't support, but our system knows that and is smart enough to actually roll those people to use a Flash player that pulls an HLS stream.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still Flash-based, so therefore it can still work. So I said, it should roll over to Flash, and therefore it should work. Or if it's an event that still has Windows Media Audio enabled, which is another basically dead technology now, it would default to that, and therefore it should work.
It may work, but you can't guarantee compatibility. Basically.
Yeah, and I said, and he also said, by the way, what would be the downsides of using HTML5 streaming other than it not working in IE10? And I said, there really are no downside. I don't consider it not working with IE10 a downside because we don't support IE10. The reason we don't support IE10 is because Microsoft doesn't support IE10. And then I gave him a link to a Microsoft page that from a year ago that talks about their support for IE10 ending.
What do you say?
Actually, his response was, this is perfect, thank you. Because he could then send it on to his client and say, yeah, we don't support IE10. Here's why. Take a look at this link. This was from a
sales guy?
Yeah, this is from a sales guy.
When we had some issues was when the Windows 8 rollout happened.
Uh-huh.
Because we had two versions of our software. One was a browser Java-based, one was a client-side based. When Windows 8 came around, I betaed it on my laptop and I tested everything. The old version of our software had some runtime issues. And basically what I was telling people was like, hey, the only answer we give people if they are on 15 or older is they need to upgrade. We cannot guarantee compatibility on this version of Windows.
Yeah. Oh, we tell people that too. And we say, yeah, it might work, but it might not. And if people report a problem with it and they're using an old browser, our response is going to be update your browser.
I gotta take this. Hold on. So yeah. And
yeah, people with IE10 or older versions of IE in general are dumb. And we still get that general question of, well, what will happen if I'm using an older browser?
It may work.
Yeah, my answer is generally, yeah, it might work, but I can't guarantee anything.
And then we had problems with the Java rollout, which I spoke about last year, with the NP API.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Well, now Firefox is going to stop supporting browser plugins. Internet.
Yeah, well, Chrome stopped supporting.
Well, Java is going to stop supporting with Java 9.
Okay.
Java 9, which is. But we prepared for that already.
Fun.
Nope. So what else is doing in your boring life?
Moving on up to the upper west side.
To a deluxe apartment below where you are now.
Lower floor.
Yeah.
Yes. Further north. Still a decent view. You've seen it.
Yeah. Better view than you have here. Well, the bedroom view is not bad.
Yeah, the bedroom view is good. The view up there, it's a nice sort of combination of urban and suburban because there are plenty of trees and in the summertime lots of green. But there's also the buildings.
Now that it's finally happening, are you like, what's nostalgic at all? Like apprehensive?
I would say I more than anything, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get all this shit packed up. But
apparently, you've never heard of chloroform.
What does chloroform have to do with getting shit packed up?
Because you can knock the kid out and then you can pack shit up.
No, that's not what I'm not worried about doing it with the kid because I'll have help. Mm-hmm. I'll have other people. So basically we take turns watching the little guy.
What you do is you just break things up.
Yeah, well, I'm getting the bin service to come. They'll drop off the bins.
You can actually pay people to pack for you too.
Oh yeah, I know I could, but then it just takes longer. So we're going to take the time and just pack up as much as we can.
Are you using Moisha's moving service?
No. No,
College Hunks?
It's a company called Roadway. College Hunks is for hauling shit away.
Oh.
They're not for moving. Although they might do it. I don't know.
Where'd you find these guys?
I just searched it out online. I think through Yelp. Yelp's list of the highest rated moving companies in New York City. These guys were the top rated one.
$45 an hour.
Not per hour. They just gave me a flat rate for it.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And then there was flat rate moving, which is like the second highest rated. Mm-hmm. And my sister-in-law recently used them to move to their current place, and she liked them. But I actually got a better price from Roadway, so I just figured, you know what? They're highly rated. I got a better price. Let's just do it.
And you don't trust your sister-in-law's recommendation?
You know what? No, I don't distrust it. I'm sure they're fine. And considering, if I found bad reviews about them, I would be more skeptical. But because the reviews about them were actually pretty good, and it's a company I've heard of, Flat Rate Moving, so I'm sure they're fine. But I got a better rate from these guys, so I went with them.
Joe.
Asshole.
So I'm starting my first foray into home automation.
Ooh. Oh, the automated light bulbs. So what's it? They connect to your Wi-Fi?
You have this receiver you plug in, and it connects to the bulbs. And then I can connect that to my Google Home. So I can say, okay, Google, turn on the lights in the bedroom.
Okay. So you have to put these bulbs in, like, every room?
Well, I'm starting, since we're getting the new lamps for the bedroom,
okay,
that's what I'm starting with.
Okay. And then you'll test it. So... Wait, the receiver just plugs into the wall?
It's any outlet it plugs right into, and then it wirelessly connects to the bulbs, apparently.
Okay.
And they're LED bulbs, so they'll last for like...
So wait, but the lamps still need to be plugged in, or...?
Yeah. The lamp, it's a regular lamp.
So why does the receiver need to be plugged into the wall?
The receiver connects with the bulbs.
Okay, but why does it need to be plugged into the wall?
It needs power.
Okay.
Why else would it need to be plugged in the wall?
So the receiver just gets its signals wirelessly?
The receiver hooks up to your Wi-Fi, yeah.
Okay.
And then it connects to the bulbs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a way to do it. It works.
Yeah, you probably should remove that thing when you... Or did you already?
I removed the switch there. I took out that switch a long time ago. That's just a regular light switch. I got rid of the dimmer in there because I never used it anyway.
Didn't your brother's whole house hooked up to that stuff?
Yeah, he hooked everything up via X10. Now I think a lot more of it is done via Wi-Fi now anyway. So I could try some of the home automation stuff that way. It's a lot easier than the X10 stuff. So
the thing is my garage door opener has this thing called MyQ, which is made by a company called Chamberlain.
Okay.
And it's designed for home automation with stuff, but it doesn't integrate with anything. They're working on it. So I can't go, okay, Google, open my garage.
Oh. Because it's just not on the same system.
Correct.
But don't you have an app on your phone to do it?
Yeah, but it does not. The app's not voice controlled.
Wah.
Yeah. You look at me like I'm nuts.
Bitch. You are nuts.
You would say the same thing.
No.
You should get one of these Google Homes. They're fun.
Yeah. I'll see. Let me get moved and settled into the place.
More people
first.
have the Amazon one, but
my parents have the Amazon one because somebody got it for them as a gift.
Your mom never uses it. Your mom probably uses it more than your dad.
No, they don't. I don't know how much they use it at all. I think they used it more as a novelty item for fun when they first got it. Now I think they just ignore it.
I don't think my dad still listens, but my sister wants to get him one for his birthday.
Oh.
It would drive my mom crazy, and he would use it. It's a perfect gift.
For him, yeah. Because he likes that stuff, so.
Your dad's not really a gadget guy.
He is, but he's not... I think something like that is sort of too high-tech for him. He doesn't understand the usefulness.
The problem is
to him, it's more of a fun toy to play with, to talk. Like, he can talk to it, and he messes around with it and asks it stupid questions, but...
The thing is with all these things is I don't think the technology's caught up to them yet.
Maybe. I could see that.
One of my friends, you can actually buy stuff through the Google one now. But I was talking to my friend who works for Google, as he was telling me about it. He's like, but it doesn't work with Amazon. He's like, nope, because Amazon's becoming more and more like Apple.
Oh, really?
Closing their ecosystem off to third-party applications and stuff.
Oh.
Like, you can't use Amazon Video with Chromecast or Apple TV.
Yeah, well, I guess they're all... Because they want you to buy their shit. So.
Google can run on everything.
Yeah.
iTunes clearly only runs on Apple. Netflix runs on everything. Hulu runs on everything.
Yeah, but Amazon is also they're getting into the hardware business, so...
They make most of their money these days on the AWS side.
Yeah, but they are in the hardware business to a degree.
And they have a movie out that's like nominated for Academy Awards.
Do they?
Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, that was theirs?
Yeah.
So yeah, they have their fingers in a lot of pots.
Speaking of nominated movies, they're talking about having Mel Gibson direct Suicide Squad 2.
Yes, I've heard about this.
I will boycott that if he directs it.
Well, I know that's because you hate him, but...
Is there a reason to hate him?
Well, yes.
He's a bigoted, anti-Semitic asshole? And that's being nice?
Yeah. Look at the president.
Yes, but he doesn't pretend not to be. That's the difference.
Actually, he kind of does.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's really anti-Semitic. I think he's just... He doesn't care. He just wouldn't care if being anti-Semitic would benefit him, he'd do it, is I think what it boils down to.
I think he has a severe narcissistic complex.
Most politicians are narcissists, but yes, he's to an extreme.
But, like, the fact is, like, I had the biggest electoral win since Ronald Reagan. He didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Both Obamas, both Clinton, and Bush all had a higher one. There's like I had the highest Republican one since Bill Clinton.
How did Bush have a bigger electoral win?
No, for Bush.
Bush Senior.
Bush Senior.
H.W. Bush. Yeah.
He was coming off of Reagan against Dukakis. He had a huge electoral win.
Oh yeah.
And then like he's like, well, this is what I told you, and I saw the numbers myself. I'm like, he has to say stuff to make himself be the best.
Yeah. Well. No, he just constantly does it, and he tries to pump himself out. It's funny because some of what he wants to do, we've said this before, isn't really that bad. Some of it, to some degree,
I agree. The tax plan is way too complicated. Let's simplify it.
Yeah, simplifying it, I agree with, but to benefit
the rich, no.
Yeah, it should be benefiting
everybody.
The middle class or everybody.
It should benefit everybody, not benefit the rich, not benefit the poor. That's the thing. People either want to help the poor or help the rich. They want to fuck the middle class.
No, it's not so much that they want to fuck the middle class. It's more that they want to help the poor or help the rich, and the middle class ends up getting screwed because they're in the middle. Mm-hmm. So basically, the middle class shoulders the load because they're the biggest class, and therefore it's the least impact per person, even though all those little impacts add up over time.
Wunderbar.
Yeah. And like even the funny thing is, even the whole immigration ban thing, all his executive order was to ban people coming into the country from those places for 90 days. That was it. That was all that was in the executive order. People went ballistic about it because of his rhetoric about it during the campaign, and the way that the way he does a piss poor job of explaining it.
But it also stopped the green card people.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't rolled out properly.
No,
it wasn't vetted out at all.
No,
it wasn't explained to the people on the ground of what they were supposed to do, so nobody knew. Mm-hmm. And his press conference yesterday was a prime example of that. He can't explain anything clearly.
He makes big grandiose gestures with no substance.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a great.
I think the substance is there. It's just he doesn't know how to verbalize it. He doesn't know how to explain it. And anytime somebody questions it, he just gets defensive and acts like a child over it.
I really have a big problem with his delegitimization of the media.
Oh yeah, which is part of it's all related back to it. He's delegitimizing the media because they're asking him questions about what he wants to do. They're questioning him, and he takes offense to that. He acts like a petulant child because every time they do it.
Here's my thing,
and then he just pawns it off as fake news because hey, the media has made mistakes and they have published stories that have been false.
Yeah,
there's no question about that.
So here's my thing. He's saying this whole Russia thing is bullshit, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, as president, he should launch an independent council to investigate his ties to Russia. If he has nothing to hide, why doesn't he just do that?
Because he would never do that. Because then to him, it's like admitting that there's some fault.
No, if he did it himself,
or it legitimizes the accusations in the first place.
But I think there's enough there to warrant the accusations. The fact that Flynn had to step down.
Yeah, potentially. No, look. The Senate is already calling for some investigation into it. I think I think this is one of those things that the people in Congress who hate him are going to latch onto and use as a means to find out what's going on, and they'll pounce if they find enough.
The other thing that's amusing is the stock market is actually doing really well right now.
Yeah, they keep calling it the Trump bump.
It has nothing to do with him.
Yes and no. The stock market is very fickle, I've learned. So they are what goes on in the stock market is very much based on whatever's happening right now.
True, but it was already on its way up throughout Obama's term.
Yes, it was on its way up, but it's continued to go up. And because they are very much about what is happening right now, they don't give a shit about yesterday. They don't give a shit about tomorrow. They give a shit about right now. That's all that matters to them.
But he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
He signed into law a bill to let handicapped people buy guns.
No, mentally incompetent people buy guns.
You don't watch Arrow, do you?
No. I know. There was an episode, this week, that apparently was very
Oh, you read my post, or you heard about it?
Yes, I read your post. I heard about it by reading your post.
Basically, what happened was Oliver Queen is a Green Arrow. Spoilers.
Okay.
And he's also the mayor of Star City. Spoilers. Basically, while he's mayor doing something, someone comes in and does a mass shooting in City Hall. And it causes a lot of people to talk about it, but I wouldn't say the episode was pro-gun or anti-gun. It was gun discussion. What they did is they wanted to have a gun registry, and somebody was fighting against... this was the whole political part. There was an action part I'm not going to talk about. At the end is we're not going to do the gun registry, but here are some common sense things that we can agree on to help. They didn't go into what it is, and the conservative on it said, you know what, let's do it.
Yeah, if only real life was that simple.
But I said, again, but it was just showing you that both sides can come together to come up with a solution.
Both sides should be able to come together to come up with a solution. They don't because they're too busy pissing at each other.
Yeah, they spoke about this in episode 2.
Yes.
Oh, did you see the other thing I posted, the article, what happened to Jar Jar?
I did see that. He became a street clown.
He became a street clown because he created the Empire.
Yes. Well, because he pushed the resolution to give Palpatine emergency powers or something. Ah, yes.
And speaking of fiction...
Speaking of fiction, what form does fiction often come in?
Book form.
In books.
Books that you can listen to.
Or books that you can listen to by going to www.audibletrial.com/citizenho, where you can sign up for a free 30-day trial account and get a free audiobook download. There are thousands upon thousands of titles to choose from, such as...
this nonfiction book. Welcome to the Universe by Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michael A. Strauss, and J. Richard Gott. Narrated by Michael Butler Murray.
Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't narrate it? For shame.
That sounds interesting. It's about the universe.
Okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson on Twitter is actually really funny.
Is he?
Yeah. I was bored today at work, so I was reading Seinfeld today.
You were reading Seinfeld today? What does that have to do with Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, I was just talking about Twitter.
Oh, okay. Do I really want to know what that was?
What Seinfeld today is?
No, I know what that is, but I mean, what was the episode they tweeted?
No, they haven't tweeted in a couple of years.
Oh, really? Ah, boo. Earns.
Were you saying boo or boo earns?
Boo earns. Boo earns.
I use that joke at least once a week. It is so freaking warm in here. Move to a cooler apartment.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. Although I can turn on the fan, which wasn't turned on earlier. Stand by.
Here's Kevin, turn on the fan music. Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Already done.
Oh, but I was using my Kevin turns on the fan music.
We don't need your poor imitations of bad 70s porn music.
That'd be a great name for a band. Bad 70s porn. Let's start a band called that.
No.
Why not?
Because you can't sing. And I can't play any instruments.
What if I play the instruments and you sing?
No, I admit I can't sing.
We'll create a song called Hammer and Whip. It's about Thor and Indiana Jones.
No. Thor and Dr. Jones.
Thor and That was a great episode.
There were a couple of episodes they did around that, or at least parts of episodes that
Last night
centered
was
around
pretty
that.
funny. See it?
Last night, yeah, I saw it. We
Shel-
did watch it.
Sheldon and Amy.
Shamey.
The Goldbergs this week was great, though.
No, that was good. Spencer Gifts.
I like how they've been showing this season more so like the side by side where they recreate the episodes, the home videos.
They've done that before.
Yeah, but they do. I feel like it's a little more pronounced this season.
Well, instead of doing, they haven't always done the side by sides, but they've almost always shown his real home movies.
Yeah, I know that, but now they're showing
home
like they're
videos.
recreating them. Like,
Yeah. I always liked watching the actual home movies. That
It kind of
pieces
brings-
of the episode were based on.
I was about to say, it kind of like makes the episode feel like what's it? More. It's more
More
personal.
real.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I mean, I'm assuming
what
the
makes
real
it
Beverly Goldberg is not as helicopterish.
not as much. She has a Twitter account, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she funny?
I don't know. I don't read it that closely, but the sweaters that they use in
they're
the show,
hers.
I think they're really her sweaters.
Yeah, my mom had sweaters like that too.
Yeah, so did mine. Because it was the 80s. Mm-hmm. Everybody had sweaters like that.
I guess they're gonna get into the 90s soon.
We've had this discussion every week for the past 3 weeks.
Really?
Yes.
I have a tendency to repeat myself.
Do you have a tendency to
I have a
repeat
tendency to
yourself?
repeat myself. I have a tendency to repeat
You've been
myself.
using that same joke for 25 years.
Damn, we've really known each other 25 years.
At least. More than
Yeah.
25 years and then some. Good Lord.
We're old.
Yeah.
I'm bald, you're gray.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I know how you feel. The last 2 weeks I've just been fucking tired as hell.
Yeah.
I think it's a seasonal, what's it?
Try having a kid.
So the last 18 months you've been tired as hell.
Most of the time. Well,
He has a good sleeping, though.
The last couple of nights he's been waking up in the middle of the night.
Like what
fetching,
time?
Like 1:30 in the morning.
How long does it take him to go back to sleep?
Usually it's just a few minutes, but then I'm up.
See, I would be able to
So
fall right back to
I
sleep.
have to read, and then I eventually go back to sleep.
Melissa never gets up?
One time when he was crying, and apparently, I don't know, I must have been just exhausted or something.
You slept through it?
I slept through him crying, and she finally got up, and then I woke up, and I realized she wasn't in the bed. And I think I heard him fetching outside, so I came out, and she was like changing his diaper or something. And I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "He was crying, and you weren't getting up."
So if you don't get up, she'll go eventually.
Yeah.
How long was he crying for? 2 hours.
I don't know how long she waited, but I don't think she waited that long.
Do you ever let him cry it out? Like, if you hear him, you give him a few minutes to see if it stops, or...
Well, because I don't want to, I'd rather not wake her up, so wake up Melissa, so I'll shut off the monitor and I'll go outside and I'll see what's going on and I'll try and just let him calm down himself. Or, like, the last couple of nights I'll put the mobile on, or it's a projector thing now, but I put that on, it has music, it soothes him, and he goes back to sleep.
You don't have a button that'll just shoot him a little dopamine?
No.
Well,
We don't
let's
have a
get it.
rabbit feeder with that either.
That was great. Okay, so we have to tell this story that we'll get into. We don't know shit about movies. So, I was here before my wife got here. Kevin and Melissa were talking about how to raise Max. About his early morning feeding, about bottles and stuff. So I go, I have a great idea. Put a rabbit feeder in the
And
crib.
Melissa was actually talking about something else, but the timing of it made it sound like she was saying that a rabbit feeder in our son, or giving our son a rabbit
great
feeder
idea,
of
is what
milk
she
would be
said.
a great idea.
We just
Then I suggested we put him in a cage and feed him little brown pellets.
That was so perfect.
Uh,
And then you and I cracking up. The look on Max's face from us laughing was classic as well.
yeah. Well, he didn't know what was going on, but he knew we were laughing, so he just smiled.
And then Max had the home phone in his hand, so I dialed it while he was holding it, and it turned blue, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah. Ooh.
blue."
What happened?
She hasn't texted me yet, so I don't know if they're at the restaurant yet. Let's
I
try.
don't know. They probably took their time because we have to record, so they know that.
See where they are.
You're tracking her?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's a little creepy.
Just
They're
a bit.
at 84th and Broadway.
Okay, they're there.
5 napkins right there.
Yes, it is. We could always go there if we had
Okay. That's probably just as
it's
bad of a
open.
wait.
to. Well, I mean, we've gotten reservations there at the last minute, so we shall see. Anyway, Is it?
It's that
is it
time.
that time? It is that time for We Don't Know Shit About Movies.
Up.
All right, so this week,
Hold on, not ready.
interesting movie to start with. I guess they're re-releasing this. What, you
Wayne's
haven't
World?
loaded it up? No.
Oh, I got it. Oh yeah. It's not a re-release. It's a recording of the Broadway show.
Oh. So it is Disney's Newsies, the Broadway musical! Exclamation point. Set in New York City at the turn of the century and based on a true story, Newsies is the rousing tale of Jack Kelly, a charismatic newsboy and leader of a ragged band of teenage newsies who dreams only of a better life far from the hardship of the streets. But when publishing titans Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst raised distribution prices at the newsboy's expense, Jack finds a cause to fight for and rallies newsies from across the city to strike and take a stand for what's right.
Hold on, let's piss me off.
I don't know if that'll actually get reviewed, but
The Broadway show was actually pretty good. We saw
yeah, that's why I think it'll probably be fresh if
Did
it
you
gets
see it?
reviewed at all. No, I did not.
You know who played Jack in the original
No.
movie?
Because I've never seen the original
I
movie.
don't know. 3 guesses. It's a famous actor.
Matt Damon?
No. And it's not Ben Affleck either.
Damn.
Though Affleck would give you a clue to this actor.
Affleck would give me a clue to the actor?
Yes.
So what, it's Affleck was in a movie with the actor?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Oh, Jesus.
No, it wasn't Jesus either.
I don't know. Now you're getting...
Christian Bale.
What's the connection
They
to...
both played Batman?
It was Christian Bale?
Yeah. A Cure for Wellness, starring Dane DeHaan, Mia Goth, Jason Isaacs, and Celia Imrie. An ambitious young executive is sent to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness center at a remote location in the Swiss Alps. He soon suspects that the spa's miraculous treatments are not what they seem when he begins to unravel its terrifying secrets. His sanity is tested as he finds himself diagnosed with the same curious illness that keeps all the guests here longing for the cure.
Okay, then. I think this might actually be fresh, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like horseshit to me.
You sound like
I'm going
horseshit.
rotten.
Fine, go rot. Punk. So, alright. Next we have Fist Fight, starring Ice Cube, Charlie Day, Tracy... Wait,
Morgan?
Tracy Morgan and Jillian Bell. On the last day of the year, mild-mannered high school English teacher Andy Campbell, Day, is trying his best to keep it together amidst senior pranks, a dysfunctional administration, and budget cuts that put jobs on the line. But things go from bad to worse when he accidentally crosses his much tougher and deeply feared colleague, Ron Strickland, Ice Cube, who challenges Campbell to an old-fashioned throwdown after school. News of the fight spreads like wildfire and ends up becoming the very thing his school and Campbell needed. This sounds like a black version of 3 O'Clock High with teachers instead of students.
So rotten?
Yeah, rotten.
You're racist.
No.
The Great Wall. Matt Damon, Pedro Pascal, Willem Dafoe, and Andy Lau. So this is a movie that takes place in China, yet none of the actors are Asian.
How do you know it takes place in China?
It's called The Great Wall.
So?
And I saw the trailer. When a mercenary warrior, Matt Damon, is imprisoned within the Great Wall, he discovers the mystery behind one of the greatest wonders of our world. As wave after wave of marauding beasts besiege the massive structure, his quest for fortune turns into a journey towards heroism as he joins a huge army of elite warriors to confront this unimaginable and seemingly unstoppable force.
Okay,
Rotten.
now this sounds like horseshit. Rotten.
You sound like horseshit.
American Fable, starring Peyton Kennedy, Kip Pardue, Richard Schiff, and Gavin McIntosh. An 11-year-old girl in 1980s Iowa discovers a mysterious man held captive in the silo on her family's farm. What?
That's the whole thing?
That's it. Okay, rotten.
Peyton Kennedy. Everybody loves somebody. Sometimes. Carla Souza. Jose Maria Yazpic.
Yeah, sure.
Ben O'Toole. And Casey Clyde. Why do I get the long ones? On the surface, the young and beautiful Clara Barron, Carla Souza, Seems to have everything. A great job as an OBGYN. That means she looks at vaginas all day. A great house in LA. And a big, fun-loving Mexican family. But the one thing Clara doesn't have figured out is the love life. Aww. Pressured by a wedding in Mexico, Clara asks a coworker to pose as her boyfriend for the weekend. Festivities, only to be caught by surprise when her ex-boyfriend, and family favorite, suddenly shows up after disappearing from her life completely. Torn, Clara must decide between going back to the past or open her heart up to new and unexpected possibilities. An adventure full of laughter, she learns that sometimes it takes the whole crazy family to help you find crazy love.
Aww.
I liked it the first time when it was my best friend's wedding. Rotten.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, rotten. I'll go with that. The Ghost of New Orleans, starring Josh Lucas, Terrence Howard, Lake Bell, and Sharon Leal. A disgraced detective, Josh Lucas, has a supernatural encounter which leads him to investigate the murder of a beautiful cellist, Lake Bell, that unlocks the truth behind her mysterious death.
Rotten.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What?
Look who stars in this one.
Anyway.
In Dubious Battle, James Franco.
Rotten.
Vincent D'Onofrio. Josh Hutcherson. And Annalie Tipton.
Okay, then.
In the California Apple Country, 900 migratory workers rise up in dubious battle against the landowners. The group takes on a life of its own, stronger than its individual members, and more frightening. Led by the doomed Jim Nolan, the strike is founded on its tragic idealism, on the courage to never submit or yield. Yeah, Rod.
Yeah, sure.
James Franco, lock of cred.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, next we have Land of Mine, starring Roland Moeller, Mikkel Boe, Folsgaard, Lewis Hoffman, and Joel Bassman. As World War II comes to an end, a group of German POWs, boys rather than men, are captured by the Danish army and forced to engage in a deadly task, to defuse and clear landmines from the Danish coastline.
Yeah.
With little or no training, the boys soon discover that the war is far from over.
Foreign film cred. Love Song. Jenna Malone, Riley Keough?
Yeah, something like that.
Brooklyn Decker, Brian Eggold,
Okay,
Rosanna Arquette.
Brooklyn Decker's still acting?
She's so hot.
Anyway.
Neglected by her husband, Sarah embarks on an impromptu road trip with her young daughter and her best friend, Mindy. Along the way, the dynamic between two friends intensifies before circumstances force them apart. Years later, Sarah attempts to rebuild their intimate connection in the days before Mindy's wedding. Yeah, rotten.
Yeah, rotten. Sure. My Name is Emily, starring Ivana Lynch.
Really?
I don't know who that is.
She played Luna Lovegood in the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, okay. George Webster, Michael Smiley, Barry McGovern. Emily has been living in a foster home ever since her father was institutionalized after her mother's death. Still, she keeps in touch with him through the birthday cards he sends her every year. As Emily starts at a new school, she catches the attention of her shy classmate Arden. When her father doesn't send a birthday card on her 16th birthday, Emily decides to take matters into her own hands. Enlisting Arden's help, she runs away, and the pair set out on a road trip to break her father out of the psych ward. And that was so long to read that my phone went. Okay. As their journey progresses, Emily and Arden must depend on each other as they learn about life, love, loss, and letting go. And somehow this is a comedy.
I'm going to go fresh indie film cred.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that one.
XX. Natalie Brown, Mike Doyle, Christina Kirk, and Kyle Allen. XX is a new horror anthology with a gender twist. All segments will be helmed by female directors and will star female leads.
Huh?
I think it's one of those anthology movies, considering it says it's an anthology.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Rod.
Okay, then. Next, we have You're Killing Me, Susanna. Starring Gael Garcia Bernal, Veronica Echegui,
E.
and Ashley Grace. Eligio, Gael Garcia Bernal, a fun-loving, charismatic actor, wakes up one morning to realize that his wife Susanna, Veronica Echegui, has left You're Killing Me, Susanahim. What? Without a word.
Has left him without a word or warning. They put the title in the middle of the sentence.
Has left him without a word or warning. Eligio discovers that she is in Iowa, so he sells off his car and gets on a plane from his native Mexico City to go after her. From the moment he gets off the plane in the Midwest university town, Eligio is like a fish out of water. Things only get worse when the short, dark, loquacious Eligio discovers Susanna has started a relationship with huge, mysterious, and pasty white poet Slawomir Haraldson.
I think it's Lider. I'm guessing the H is silent.
Whatever. I think this might actually be foreign film cred.
Yeah, me too.
We can't pronounce the names cred. How about that?
Hashtag to Flickster. Bye.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good week. The Great Wall, a whopping 36%. A Cure for Wellness. Rodden, Scott gets a square.
Damn.
Fist Fight. Oh, that was a Great Wall. Those are both Rodden. XX is fresh. We were wrong. Love Song, fresh. We had that as Rodden.
Nah.
Everybody Loves Somebody, fresh. We had that as Rodden. My Name is Emily, fresh. We got that one right. You're Killing Me, Susanna, 93% fresh.
Okay.
American Fable, yes we did. Fresh, we were wrong on that one.
Aw, Nick Swisher is retiring.
Yeah, he's going to be like a special instructor.
Yeah. But I guess he officially announced his retirement from Major League Baseball.
Newsies, no reviews.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
Ghosts of New Orleans. No reviews. In dubious something. Rodden, 24%. Land O' Mine. No, not La La Land. 83% fresh. I just want to leave you with one final thought, and then we'll do the housekeeping.
Ooh, we have Scott's final thoughts.
So, I was listening to this podcast, Malton on Movies, this week, and it brought up an interesting thing. How cell phones have changed the horror genre.
Yeah, I feel like we had this discussion recently.
It might have been online, because I listened to this the other day. Think about it.
Yeah. Well, because, now you just pick up your cell phone. And
so
everybody
they always
has
have to come up with a reason why the cell phone doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, if they're in a remote house, there's no signal.
Exactly.
It's pretty
Or
simple.
they're running away and their phone falls and smashes into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, something like that.
Or they chop off all their fingers and they can't dial.
What is that, Saw?
All right, so you could like us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music. Tweet us at CitizenHoPod. Instagram us at CitizenHoPod. Facebook.com/CitizenHo. Email us at dumbass@CitizenHo.com. You can tweet me directly at ScottyHo. That's an IE, not a Y. You could tweet Kevin at FoodPornNYC. And
Nobody tweets me.
for Citizen Ho, I'm Scott.
I'm Kevin.
Be excellent to each other.
Bye-bye.
Station!